she, her pronouns as well.
New terms are one thing, but those that use them are accused by critics of an assault on free speech. The latest spat involves the former Labour politician Linda Bellos, a lesbian activist and feminist. She was no-platformed recently by the Beard Society, the gender and feminism group at Peterhouse College, Cambridge. Her invitation to speak was revoked when she told them she would be questioning some trans politics.
They wrote to say that they would uninvite me.
And what was the reason given?
That it would offend or upset some members. Boy, forgive me, I don't want to be rude, but as a black woman growing up in Britain from 1950, when I was one of 30,000, being a bit upset was the least of my problems.
These days, though, Linda Bellos, like most famously Germaine Greer, is labelled a TERF, a trans-exclusionary radical feminist.
That some people, men, choose to identify as women, I understand, but don't let them suggest that they are the same as those of us who are physically and physiologically female, women.
That is anathema to activists. The Beard Society didn't want to appear in this report, but told Bellos they had to put student welfare first. At this Cambridge student newspaper, would-be contributors mainly opt to write in favour of the new radicalism, and many are supportive of so-called no-platforming.
I think to no-platform someone is not the same as to censor them, because it's not as if they're being kind of put in prison or taken out of the public kind of domain in any way.
I think really it's a case more of like students wanting to be considerate of each other, making sure that everyone feels as welcome and that our spaces, our public spaces, whether that's a lecture or anywhere else, are inclusive as possible.
University should be a safe space, but it should be safe kind of physically. It's not, if it's going to be safe in relation to ideas, this is some kind of fascist world. They think that what I might say will be offensive to them and therefore I can't say anything. Well, this is absolutely blasted mad.
The issue around trans rights is at the forefront of a broader debate concerning minority rights and free speech. These students are members of Oxford University's LGBTQ+ society.
Essentially, where we're coming from with safe spaces and talking about microaggressions and trigger warnings, we're essentially just trying to make the world a little bit better and more welcoming to people who are minorities.
A person's identity and who they are is never up for debate. Like ever.
People like Germaine Greer made good progress for feminism, but her feminism has stopped at a point where it's not willing to accept that trans women are women, and that's the problem.
Is it possible for people to be unsafe just because people expound views that they find offensive?
Yes.
Unfortunately, the mental health issues of LGBT people are well documented. The suicide rates are so much higher than they are for the standard population. For trans people, we're talking nearly 1 in 2 people has a very serious go at suicide. So there is